So at the moment, what we're looking at here is um, I'm currently retexturing everything, of course, but I've made a new feature in space, and that is based on the Mountain Blade world map, actually, is what I was basing all this on. So you now have more of a living world here where you have different kinds of ships that are spawning and traveling to planets. You have pirates that are spawning and attacking. Um, there's about 40 different ships that'll spawn. And although there are pirates that can spawn just out in the world in space, there are always on the map two ships spawning and traveling between planets to create a more of like a living world type atmosphere here in space. These ships, they can be attacked, they can be boarded, they have their own interiors. So you're looking at about 40 different interiors there. Each one has its own, even if it's the same kind of ship, the starting planet to destination, it being its own entity, has its own unique interior. Some of these, like this one, they're a little different than the others. Um, and they're unique ships. This is the only one of its kind, and this ship is a quest-giving NPC. So you have some new quests here that can only be given by certain ships. So you can talk to them, you can trade with them, you can board them. That's a standard cargo ship there. The big one that you saw, that was that was a medical ship. Um, then the pirate that had spawned. Um, you have smugglers. You have Zerka ships, um, and they only spawn on the major planets. So you got Nar Shaddaa, you've got Dantooine, you've got Manan, Kashyyyk, and Tatooine. Those are all the ones that your ships are going to spawn from. Now, in order for a new ship to spawn, either you're going to have to kill a ship, or you're going to have to allow it to reach its destination. Without doing that, the scripts won't respawn. Um, so, if, say, I attack this guy, this medical ship, and it runs away, if I don't kill it or let it turn around and reach its destination, then another ship isn't going to spawn to take its place. Um, Boarding a ship and then exiting the ship will result in the system to be reset. So if I board this ship and leave it, then a new ship will spawn. It will be gone when I reappear. Um, some of them can be traded with and have respective um, loot as well. So I think this is very cool. I think that it allows some pretty interesting interactions here. Lots of different interactions that are happening. Um, I obviously need to make that crash sound happen from a 3D point from the ship that actually is blowing up instead of just playing the sound. Um, but I do have some other plans too, and I really want to know your opinions as well because there's some things I'm really not sure about. All these asteroids that are around here, I'd like to put more out here, and then whether it's you or another ship that runs into it, it'll damage your ship, right? It'll hurt you. I think I'm gonna have them just like floating up and down a little bit to create a little bit more difficulty flying around, if only minor. But if you're not paying attention, you can run into one, or if you're not paying attention, you fly over one that's about to come back up and get you. I want to do like Mountain Blade did, where you activate a town, and not only can you go in it, but you can trade with it. You can like access its trading outpost and things like that. So um, if you get a Manon, you can get like medical. supplies without having to go to the planet. If you go to Narshadal, you can activate the modification shop, let's say, in case you need to, um, say, 48 out of 50 bullets there, in case you need to recharge your weapons, right, on your ship. Recharge your enchanted or modified item. There's a smuggler right there. But also wanted to do other events as well. I was gonna do like battles, like Republic and Sith fleet battles that happen out here, and I kind of tested one out and did it, and it really seems disruptive. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. And I had some other pretty crazy ideas that I might end up doing, but I really want to hear your opinions on this and your suggestions because I put an enormous amount of work into making this RNG happen with all these ships traveling between these planets. There's a lot going on here. It was an enormous amount of work. Lots of interiors and new tile sets had to be made on top of all the scripting because this is done in Morrowind script. This doesn't use any Lua. It was uh, quite the pain in the ass. Um, Especially because the ways that you think, oh yeah, it'll work if I do it this way, it turns out there's some little quirk in Morrowind script that isn't going to allow that to happen. So I ended up having to really do it a bunch of different times because in the end it didn't work. Um, but I don't know. Just let me know what y'all think.